All right, guys, here we go. UFC 235, John Jones on a quick turnaround versus Anthony Smith. But that's not the headline. The headline is Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman as the co-main event for the UFC welterweight world title that is currently wrapped around Tyron Woodley's waist. You remember last week I did a video on who's next, Colby Covington or Kamaru Usman. ESPN did a poll, MMA Junkie did a poll, we did a poll, everyone did a poll. Who do you want to see fight Tyron Woodley? Do you want to see Colby Covington, the reigning UFC interim welterweight world champion, or do you want to see Kamaru Usman? 4-1 on nearly every poll, some even more. 4-1 was the general consensus. The world wanted to see Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman. But that's not what the UFC gave us. The UFC is giving us Kamaru Usman versus Tyron Woodley as the co-main event at UFC 235 versus Tyron Woodley. Now, this doesn't make a lot of sense when you first look at it. It doesn't make sense from pay-per-view dollars, but it doesn't matter. And the UFC is smart like this. Let me tell you, they got John Jones coming back. John Jones is the pay-per-view juggernaut for the UFC right now. The bad guy, John Jones, he cashes in. John Jones rings the bell. John Jones turns the dial. The UFC doesn't need anybody else as the co-main event. They know that. So what are they doing? They're giving Tyron Woodley, Kamaru Usman as the contender, and they're washing away Colby Covington. Now, why would they do that? There's a couple reasons. And I don't think it's the reason everyone is pointing to, that they think Colby Covington is kind of a prick. Be that as it may, there's lots of pricks in the UFC that are getting promoted and pushed to the top of the cards. Colby Covington moves the needle. People want to see Colby fight Tyron Woodley. There's a backstory. Colby earned his shot as the #1 contender, and he earned the UFC interim welterweight world title. Isn't that supposed to mean something in the UFC? Dana White put that belt around Colby's waist and said, this is the next guy in line. Dana has publicly said Colby's the next guy in line. Why would the UFC jump over Colby and put Kamaru Usman in that position? There's a few reasons. But the most prominent of reasons is the least likely that you've heard. It's the manager. It's the manager. What do you mean, Dolce? Right now, Kamaru Usman is managed by Ali. Ali Albo. Sorry, Ali, if I'm mispronouncing your name. But everybody knows Ali is Ali. And Ali's been in the game for a long time. And he's been a controversial character. But one thing you can say about Ali, just like you can say about Malki Kawa, they got a reputation. Most people who don't work with those guys don't like those guys. But the people who do love them because they get results. They get the job done. And that's the manager's job. The manager's job is to protect their client, to do their best for their client. And you could say that about Ali. And this is what it shows. Ali was able to get out there and use his network to back channel and get his guy Kamaru Usman to jump the pack, to jump Colby Covington. This isn't because Kamaru Usman is better than Colby. This isn't because Kamaru Usman has a better resume than Colby. This isn't because Kamaru Usman is the fan favorite. This isn't because Kamaru Usman has a title. This is because Kamaru Usman has a better manager. That's what it comes down to. And that's the brass tacks of it, guys and gals. Sorry to say, this is big business. This is big business. This is about the manager right now. This was a battle of the managers. And Ali was able to get his guy to the top of the card. Now, Ali also manages Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? Big time, big deal, big money, big money, big money, big athlete right there. Ali right now is entrenched in the UFC business model. Ali is making deals with the UFC to get his guys into the front of the pack. Why wouldn't he? That's his job. Like it or not, that's what he does. Now, Colby Covington, he's managed by Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert runs American Top Team. Dan Lambert does a good job also. Dan Lambert is well liked by his athletes. Dan Lambert has had problems getting his athletes to jump to the front of the pack for whatever reason. Maybe he's too busy. Maybe he's got too many athletes. Maybe he's working other moves to get some of his other athletes to jump to the front of the pack. Maybe, and I don't know this, maybe Dan traded Colby to get somebody else pushed to the top of the food chain in a different division. Happens all the time. Oh, let me tell you, that happens all the time. I'll give you one Joanna Jędrzejczyk for a Colby Covington. I'll trade you. Give Joanna a top-of-the-line main event title fight. And I'm just using Joanna as a name because I don't know, because she trains over there. So I don't know. I'm just saying. And I'll trade you Colby. We'll pull him back a little bit. I won't fight too hard. I'll calm him down. I'll do a little damage control. Don't worry about it. Who knows? What I can tell you, and what we do know, is Ali was able to get his guy to jump over Colby Covington to fight Tyron Woodley for the UFC welterweight world title. Is that fair? Not to the fans, not to the athletes. Colby Covington did an interview on MMA Junkie Radio, and he made a great point. He said this doesn't happen in any other professional sports league. You go to the NFL, whoever wins the AFC championship, they're going to the Super Bowl. Whoever wins the NFC championship, they're going to the Super Bowl. You don't get the second place, third place, fourth place team to jump the winner of their division and go to the Super Bowl. And that's what's happened in the UFC. That sucks. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's BS. That's BS. And I'm friends with the UFC. I'm friends with the executive. I'm friends with the C-suite personnel over there. And I'm honest. That sucks. That's not fair. That's BS. Colby's the dude. Colby is the dude. That's the guy who should be fighting. Now what happens? Robbie Lawler fights Ben Askren. Ben Askren beats Robbie. I'll bet you dollars to donuts, Ben Askren is the next guy. Ben is going to jump Colby, or they're going to make Ben fight Colby. That's not fair. Colby did his job. He did the job. I don't work with Colby. I don't work with any of these guys. I make no money. I make no money by talking about this. What I'm doing is I'm sharing this information with you. What do you guys think? Like Colby or not doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. Your boss might like you. You might be a great guy. Your boss might hate you. Who knows? Is that fair? If you do the job, you deserve the raise. You deserve the promotion. You deserve the bonus. You deserve the payoff. You did the work. You deserve it. The boss promised it. You deserve it. Take personality, take names out of it. Take everything out of it. Colby deserves it. Kamaru got it, because Kamaru's got a better manager. Kamaru's got a better manager. That's what this video is about. It's not about the merits of the athlete. It's about the merits of the manager. That's interesting, right? I bet you didn't know that. But that's the truth. That's the truth. That's what happened here. Ali was able to get a better deal for his athlete. I don't know why. I don't know what was traded. Who knows what was something was traded. Come on, this is back channeling. This is big time, big business. Backdoor deals always going on. UFC is going to make money no matter what. I guarantee that. UFC is going to make big money. Always going to make big money. That's their bottom line, is making big money. The athlete, on the other hand, you got to look out. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. I want to hear what you have to say about this. We'll talk about Jon Jones versus Anthony Smith. We'll talk about that one later. We'll talk about Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. Also, I want to talk to you upcoming soon. We're going to do a video on TJ Dillashaw versus Henry Cejudo. Dillashaw's dropping down to 125 to take on Cejudo to be a champ. TJ holds the world title at 135. He's dropping to 125. TJ Dillashaw's nasty. Nasty. Cejudo's fucking nasty too. That's a good fight. Ooh, I almost cursed. I think I cursed. I'll give it 13. That's 13 now. Darn it. Gosh darn it. 13. So I'm up to 13 push-ups, 13 bodyweight squats. These videos, they always get me. This background isn't staying. This is just a little holding pattern. But what do you think? There's so much history. 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 So much history floating around this facility. I'll share all that stuff with you guys down the road. I appreciate you being here. Let me know. Uh-oh, phone's blowing up. Oh, he's blowing up. But leave your comments below. I want to hear what you have to think. What do you have to say? Did Kamaru deserve it? Does he deserve it? What about Colby? Like Colby or not? Did Colby deserve the -- shot? What do you think happened? Maybe you know something. Maybe you got a little insight. I'd like to hear it. Let me know. And also remember, go to thedolcediet.com if you want to get in the best shape of your life. 4-week, 12-week online program, 3 weeks of shredded, the most successful, healthy weight loss program ever devised, as proven by these athletes right here. All these athletes right here followed 3 weeks of shredded. Every athlete on that photo followed 3 weeks of shredded. How about that? How about that? Catch me at thedolcediet.com. How about that? So I appreciate you guys. Leave your comments below. And until next time, boom!